Okay, I'll fix my mic. I don't know why it was bugging. But anyway, I think now you should be able to hear me. Okay, I won't take too much time. You need the formulas, so I'm just going to explain the formulas before starting. Basically, what's new this week is log. Okay, log base answer is equal to power. Okay, when you see something like this, okay, you're going to get an answer like 3. Let me explain everything that's going on here. You're going to see stuff like this. They're going to say log base b x is equal to, I don't know why. Okay, when they give you this is basically how it looks. You have a number in the base of the log, you have a number after it, and you have a number after it. Let me explain what's going on here. Okay, if there's an easy way for you to remember it, BAP. Okay, BAP, base answer power. Okay, so let me give you an example. 2 to the power of 3 is equal to 8. If you take the log of both sides, okay, base 2, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to explain it like this. Okay, when you see something like this, always BAP. So the number down is the base, the number after it is the answer, and the one after is the power. So this basically here is showing you 2 to the power base to the power of 3 gives me answer A. So this represents the base, this represents the answer, this represents the power. Okay, just so you understand what log is. BAP. Okay, so you can remember it. طيب, what are some rules about logs? Basically, log of base b of x plus log base b of I don't know y will get you log base b x times y. And am I recording? Yeah, okay. Log base b x minus log base b y. You can guess it. What's it going to be? If plus is multiplication, then minus is what? Division. Log base b x over y. Okay, how about a times log base b of x? You can take it, if it's a number being multiplied inside, it's going to be the same as log base x to the power of a. Okay, so these are some nice properties. This is actually why mathematicians really like using the log, because it has these properties. Okay, so let me just give you a quick example. Log base 2 x x plus log base 2 3, it's the same as log base 2 x plus 3. Okay, sorry, 3x. Okay, and log base, I don't know, 2 of 5 plus log base 2 of, I don't know, 7y. So minus, let's put minus. Okay, let's put a minus. Is the same as log base 2, 5 over 7y. Okay, and then this one, let's say I had 7 log x, log base 2x. It's the same as log base 2 x to the power of 7. Okay, you see how it came into the power. Type one more thing you need to know. Log base b of 1 is always equal to 0. Okay, anytime you see log base anything and after it is a 1, it's 0. The same thing now you can see with len. Okay, but we're gonna go step by step. But these are the properties for log. Okay, as long as you know these properties, they also apply for the normal log and for something that we call len, which I'm gonna get to in a second. Okay, now just log. Okay, log with no base, or I don't know 5, or like let's say just you see something like log 5, there's no base. Okay, this basically means 10 is the base if you see it, but I don't think there's any question. I don't know if there's any questions actually, I didn't check. Okay, if you just see log 5, if there's no base, that means by default it's 10. What are you gonna see here now? Len. Okay, you need to know about len. Len is called natural log. Basically len is just the same as log base e. Okay, e, for those of you who don't know, if you look on your calculator, okay, I think every calculator has it, this e over here. Okay, if you put it on your calculator, it's actually a constant. It's called Euler's constant, and it's 2.718 whatever. Okay, it's kind of like pi. Okay, so len is the same as log base e, same exact thing. So does len follow the same properties? Yes. So مثلا len 5 plus len x is the same as len 5x. Okay, it follows the same properties as the log. What are some things you need to know about len? Let's take a look. there are some things, for example, integral 1 over x dx. Let's try and integrate this. Let me see, do you know how to integrate this? Using our previous knowledge of integrals, you're going to take x up, it's going to be negative 1, right? And then we're going to do it. How do you integrate this? You add 1 to the power, and you divide by the new power. Can you do this in math? Can you do something divided by 0? No. So as you can see, if you integrate 1 over x using our normal method, you're going to get that integral 1 over x is undefined. But is it really undefined? Obviously not. Integral 1 over x, take it as a rule, is ln x. Okay, plus c, obviously. Okay, but you need to take this as a rule. What else? Integral of anything where the numerator is the derivative of the denominator, dx of course, it's equal to ln of the denominator, plus c, obviously. Let me give you an example. Integral 2x over x squared plus 3, okay, dx. Okay, if you try doing this, use substitution, whatever you want, it won't work with you. Okay. Also, if you try doing this, like, look, what's a good way to know it? When you use the ln rules, okay, it's when your denominator is all raised to a power of 1. Okay, if it's all raised to the power of 2, then you can use what we usually used before. Okay, so you see, as you can see here, our denominator is raised to the power of 1. Anyways, so x squared plus 3. Is the numerator the derivative of the denominator? What's the derivative of x squared plus 3? Isn't it 2x? Yes. So that means the answer to this is ln x squared plus 3. Plus c, obviously. Okay? That's it. What else do you need to know? The derivative of ln. Okay? Let's say you have ln x. Okay? The derivative of it is 1 over x. Okay? The integral of 1 over x is ln. So obviously the derivative of ln will be 1 over x. Okay, let's say instead of x, they gave you 2x plus 5. Okay, is it just gonna be 1 over 2x plus 5? Obviously not. Okay, we're gonna use the chain rule. Okay, it's our normal rule, 1 over x times the derivative u prime. Okay, so for that we came up with the rule ln of any u, its derivative, let's create, this is y, its derivative will be u prime over the u. So let's say you have ln 5x squared plus 2x. Okay, its derivative will be u prime, so 10x plus 2 over u, which is 5x squared plus 2x. Okay, this is what the derivative would be. Anyways, let's stop wasting time. Which of the following is equal to 9 integral 1 over x dx? What is integral 1 over x? Ln x. So 9 ln x plus c. Is that hard? No. It's a rule. Integral 1 over x, always, it's going to be ln x. Okay, which is equal to 4x integral 4x cubed over 7x to the power 4 plus 1. Let's take a look. Is our denominator raised to the power 2, 3, 4? No, it's all raised to the power of 1. So I have to use one of the ln rules. Do I have integral 1 over x here? No. So that means I'm going to use what? D prime over d. This one. Okay, it's going to be equal to ln d. Type. Let's see. Is the numerator the derivative of the bottom one? Is it? Let's take a look. What's the derivative of 7x to the power 4 plus 1? It's 28x to the power of 3. Okay. But do I have 28x to the power of 3? No. Okay. Here is where you need to use your head a bit. Okay. It's 4x to the power of 3. I have the same amount of x's. So we're almost there and I have 4. طب انت, you need to ask yourself, can I somehow manipulate it such that I can get 28? Can I? What am I going to need to do? Times 7. Okay, but you need to know something in integration. Okay, kind of like when you have an equation. When you divide by 2 on this side, you also have to divide by 2. So here, if I want to multiply by 7, I need to make up for it. Okay, if I multiply by 7 inside, that means outside I have to divide by 7. In other words, when I say divide by 7, that means multiply by 1 over 7. Okay, so let me write this down for you. Integral 4x cubed over 7x to the power 4 plus 1 dx. Okay, we agreed if to make this like the derivative of this, it has to be 28. To make this 28, I have to multiply by 7 on the inside, and to cancel that out, I'm not allowed to just multiply by 7 فهيك على مزاجي على كيفي جبتها من عندي. No, you're not allowed. Okay, you have to always make up for it. So you multiply by 7 here, that means outside you multiply by 1 over 7. Okay, طيب, that means I'm going to be left with what? 1 over 7 integral 28x to the power of 3. 7x to the power 4 plus 1 dx. Okay, now is this the denominator of this? Yes. So that means it's going to be 1 over 7. What's the rule? It's going to be ln of the denominator. So ln 7x to the power 4 plus 1 plus c. It's important to note ln, the thing after it is an absolute value. Okay? What's the difference between this and this? These two are both an absolute value. Why are they an absolute value? You need to know that ln x, okay, ln x, the condition for ln x to be true, you can't have مثلا ln of -2. If you try it on your calculator, it's going to give you an error. Why? Because the domain of ln x, you need to know this. Okay, ln x has to be positive. It can't be a negative number. Okay, kind of like radical. You can't have radical of a negative number, صح? So same thing with ln x. You can't have a negative. So that's why we denote it by absolute value. So you're going to ask me, Walid, okay, you put absolute value. I understand why you got absolute value, type, because it can't be negative. So why here you remove the absolute value? So let's take a look. 7x to the power of 4 plus 1. Do I have to put absolute value on this to be positive? Okay, x to the power of 4. Isn't it an even power? Doesn't that mean it's always positive? Yes. Okay, plus 1. Doesn't that mean it's also going to be always positive? Yes. So that means this is always going to be positive. So when you have something that's always going to be positive, and let's say مثلا they ask you in the exam, putting this as your answer is not wrong. But let's say they gave you a question like this and they asked you to select all that apply. It will also be correct if they put normal parentheses, because you have an even power plus. If it was an even power minus, then there's still a possibility it can be negative. Okay. But as long as you have even power and then plus, then of course it's still going to be positive. Okay. Type. In the first one, I think they put it in absolute value. Yeah, here you're not allowed to put ln x normally. Why? Because is there any even power? Does it say x squared? No. That means it could be negative if there's no even power. Type, let's see here. 6x over 3x squared plus 1. Let's see. Do we have 1 over x? No. Do we have power 2, power 3, power 4 in the denominator as the whole thing in brackets? No. Type, okay, what does that mean I have to use? I have to use the integral d prime over d. Type, d is 3x squared plus 1. What's the difference of 3x squared plus 1? I'm just going to call it d prime. What's d prime equal to in this case? 6x. Do I have that? Yes. That means straight away I can do ln of the denominator 3x squared plus 1 plus c. Type. Can I take the absolute value out? Let's see. Do I have an even power? Yes. Do I have plus after it? Yes. So that means I can also write it as this. Okay, there you go. Question 4. Okay, Pisa. The graph below represents for the year 2000 the median height of both males and females between 10 and 20 years old in Zland. Okay. Since 1985, the median height of 20-year-old males had increased by 1.6 centimeters to 177.8. So how much was the median in 1985? Yani, I think, wallah, if you don't know how to solve an 11S, wallah, not even go to 11L, really, I think you should drop out of school completely, wallah. Okay, 177.8 minus 1.6, you're gonna get 176.2. Which two explanations demonstrate how the graphs show that on average the growth rate slows down after 13 years? Let's take a look. For girls, for females, after 13. From 10 to 13, the curve increased by about 20. But from 13 to 20, it increases by 7. So as you can see, obviously, guys, you're growing taller, right? But they're saying, why does it slow down? Let's take a look at the graph. Here we had at 13, so over here. Let's compare. From before, we look at the drastic increase, right? But after, it slows down, as you can see. So does it say the female line, does it start decreasing after 13? Does it go down? No. But it keeps on increase, but it just slows down, right? From 10 to 13, the curve increases by about 20. You see how? And then from 13 to 20, it only increases by about 7. That's pretty self-explanatory. The rate of change of the graph decreases from 13 years. Okay, that's also correct. As you can see, it slowed down. The change began to slow down. After 13, the curve is lower for females than for males. Okay, why is this wrong? Because from 13 to 14, is it lower? No, from 13 to 14, it's higher, so you can't say that. Okay, according to this graph, during which period in their life are females taller than males of the same age? Let's see, from 10 to 14, right? Type. This is, I don't know if this is accurate actually. This might be actually, I don't know, because usually guys get their growth spurts later than women. Anyway, Iyad, Iyad, he knows himself, no one watching my video, is preparing a tutorial video about building a timber border around a garden bed. He has 24 meters of timber to build the border. He is considering the following designs for the garden bed. Okay, select all the designs that can be made using the timber Iyad. Made using the timber Iyad has. Let's take a look. Basically, he has 24 meters, so obviously one of these won't be enough for 24. Let's take a look. 9 here, and 3 here. What? Okay, so for here, for these two, you guys actually can't calculate it perfectly, if I'm not wrong. You could say here's 1.5, and here's 1.5. Yeah, I think that's the only way you can solve it. Okay. Yeah. Type, you're gonna take this as 9. Okay. You can take this here as 6, I guess. Okay. You're gonna take this plus this and this plus this as 3. Okay, and you should take this plus this as well as 3. Okay, so you get 18, 21. Okay, for B, let's take a look. You have this all 9. Okay, plus this is 3, and this plus this is 3, so 3 plus 3. You have this and this, I guess this plus this as well is also 3, right? This one plus this one is 3. Okay, and then this here, I guess should be 6, or no, حتى less than 6. It should be بلا ولا 6. لا, more than 6. 7.5, I think. Yeah, because if this plus this, yeah, it should be 7.5. Okay, add this 12 plus 3, 15, plus 3, 18, plus 7. Oh, hold up. Okay, I think I added the values up wrong. Let me do it again, because I think I messed it up. I'll start with A. Here's 9. Okay, here is 6. Okay, because yani, if this is 3, this is like 1.5, 1.5. It makes sense. براسك بعينك. Okay, this is 1.5 because it's half of 3. This is 1.5. This is 1.5. This is 1.5. So 3 plus 3. Okay, so that's 6. Okay, and then over here is 1.5. Here is 1.5. Okay, so here it's gonna be 9 plus 6 plus 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. Okay, you could just say 4.5 plus 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 4.5, which you get 24. So the first one is 24, so عادي بتعدي. Okay, for the second one, here you don't have the full base, so it's what we said here, how much? 7.5, right? Because these squares اتفقنا 1.5. So you have 7.5 here as well. Then 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. So you're gonna get 7.5 plus 7.5 plus 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, so 4.5. Then 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 4.5, and you get 9 plus 15, 24. Okay, here obviously it's gonna be 24. I'm not ما هتعب راسي. It's a rectangle. Okay, so 2LW, 2L plus W, you're gonna get 24. So the second one and third ones are correct. This one here, if you do, this is 9 as well. Wait. Yeah, if this is 9 as well, these two are 9. So you can just say 9 plus 9. Okay, and then اتفقنا هيدي وهيدي they're 1.5. Okay. Okay, so right now you're on 18 plus 3, 21. Okay, so enter your best bet is that this is 1.5 and this is 1.5. But is it 1.5, 1.5? No, obviously not. Let me teach you something in math, okay? This line, if you draw something in math, this line, okay, is longer than this line. Why? Okay, think of it as a triangle. Think of this as a triangle. Okay, now we know that this here is 1.5, right? 1.5. طيب, Isn't this the hypotenuse of the triangle? Yeah. Isn't it always longer than the length of the other side of the triangle? Yeah. So basically what I'm trying to say in math, whenever you have a bent line, if you were to go rotate it and make it straight, it won't be the same length as this. No, it might reach here maybe. Okay, so that's my point. My point is that these two lines will both be greater than 1.5. Okay, and if they're both greater than 1.5, then this is going to be greater than 24. Okay, so that's why D is wrong. Question 6. The function f is defined by 4 minus 5 sine x, and here 4 minus 5 sine x. Let's do this fast. What's the range? Minus 5 sine x. So usually it's minus 5 and 5. But you added 4, right? فازيد 4 ده بتصير 9 و minus 1. Okay, so minus 1 until 9. The graph of f passes through what? 0 pi over 2 pi. Take your calculator, put 4 minus 5 sine x, and then change x to 0, change x to pi over 2, change x to pi, and you should get these answers. Okay, make sure it's in radian mode. I'm not going to do it on my calculator. Which of the following is the largest value for which g has an inverse? I told you to do this in your exam, okay? Here, we're decreasing 4 to minus 1 to 4. If you see this in your exam, for which g has an inverse, I explained so many times, so I'm not going to explain in detail again. For g to have an inverse, it should be either fully decreasing or fully increasing. You can't have in the middle. طيب, as you can see here, from 4 to minus 1, it's decreasing. Then after minus 1, it increases back to 4. So for that reason, we're going to take it that minus 1 pi over 2 is that final point at which it stops decreasing. So you take it as pi over 2. In your exam, when you see this, what are you going to do? You're going to take a look. I think in the exam, they're all increasing. You're going to see where is the final point at which it increases. Okay, and you're going to take the x coordinate of that. Okay. Type from the value of p from part C, which one gives g inverse? How do you find g inverse? Let's see, 4 minus 5 sine x. How do you do it? Okay, you obviously, to do it, you interchange x and y. So it's going to be x is equal to 4 minus 5 sine y. Type, you're going to get x minus 4 equals minus 5 sine y. You divide by minus 5, you're going to get 4 minus x over 5 is equal to sine y. You're going to get y is equal to sine inverse 4 minus x over 5. Someone's going to ask me, how'd you get this? When you divide by negative, I told you when you divide by negative, you can just swap these two and make this positive. I told you many times, huh? Question 7. Integral 100 cosine 4x, how do you do it? Integral cosine is what? Sine. Okay, obviously 100 times 1 over a, so 1 over 4 sine 4x. 100 divided by 4 is 25. This is all old stuff. Maybe this is the 4th week this comes in the CA. Lin 3200. Okay. They want you here to simplify it. طيب. How do you do it? You don't know these boxes. We're going to do it. We're going to separate it. Remember, ln 2 plus ln something. That means when you add, that means it's the same as doing 2 times 5. Right? Remember the property of ln. Ln something, ln x plus ln y is equal to ln x times y. Remember, I told you this property. Here, the properties are here for log and ln. Okay, if you want to look at them. Okay. So that means here, this ln 3200, we expressed it as, ignore these coefficients. Coefficients means to the power of. Okay, the coefficients means to the power of. Okay, remember I told you, when you take a number outside of the ln, right, that means it's the power. Okay, like here. Type. That means ln 3200, they're rewriting it as ln, what? 2 to the power of, I don't know, let's call it x, and 5 to the power, we'll call it x, and 5 to the power of y. Why am I doing this? When you add, that means you multiply the numbers inside the ln, right? Or when you have a number outside that you took as the coefficient, you have it as your power. We don't know what this is, we don't know what this is. Type 3200, you need to write it in terms of 2 and 5. Most calculators nowadays have the factorizing function. Okay, I don't know about your calculator, but this one does. Shift fact. And as you can see, 2 to the power 7 times 5 to the power of 2. Okay, so that means you can rewrite this as ln 2 to the power of 7 times 5 to the power of 2. And what does it mean when you have this times? That means you can separate it. Right? Okay, what does this mean when you have powers? What can you do them? You can take them down as coefficients. Okay, as you can see here, and that's why the answers here are 7 and 2. طيب. Someone's gonna ask me, Walid, what if I don't have this function on my calculator? Because most don't. Okay, here's what you keep on doing. You're gonna write 3200. We're gonna take you back to grade 5 and we're gonna teach you how to do prime factorization. You're gonna start, yalla, 3200 divided by 2. You're gonna do this. 2, 1600. Divide by 2 again, yalla. Until you can't divide by 2 anymore. 2, 800. Until you keep on dividing by 2, you're gonna get this. Okay, 250, 225. Can you divide by 2 anymore? No. So what do you move? You move to the next factor, 5. So divide by 5, you get 5 and 5. Count how many 2's do you have? 7 2's. Count how many 5's do you have? 2 5's. So this is how you prime factorize. Okay. Question 9. A given f of x is ln x to the power 7. What is f prime 1 over 8? How do you derive ln? I told you the derivative of ln is u prime over u. Okay, so x to the power of 7. What's the derivative of x to the power of 7? It's 7x to the power of 6 over u. What is u itself? U is just x to the power of 7. Okay, what can you do? You can cancel x's, right? 6 minus 7 is negative 1. So where are you going to put the x? Up or down since it's negative? Down. So you're going to get 7 over x. They want to substitute 1 over 8. So 7 over 1 over 8. You're going to get 56. Okay? Very easy. Okay? Ln x to the power 7. You count anything under the ln is just u. Okay? And you use the rule that derivative of ln u is u prime over u. Type f of x to x minus 3, g of x squared minus 1. What's f of g of minus 2? F of g of minus 2. Substitute minus 2 here. I'm not going to write it. Minus 2 squared is 4. 4 minus 1, 3. Then substitute 3 here. 2 times 3 minus 3 is just 3. Integral 96 to 6, 10 over x dx equals something in 4. Type. What is someone going to do here? They're going to get confused because شايفين ليه 10 over x dx. Now, what did I teach you about integration with lns? You check. Do you have 1 over x? No. Do you have d prime over d? Is the derivative of x 10? No. So what do you do? What do you do? شو ماني أنا? So what do? You integrate the old way that we used to do, right? That's what most people are going to do. And they're going to end up stuck because if you try integrating the old way, it won't work. What is 10 over x? Isn't 10 over x just 10 times 1 over x? Isn't it? Yes. Okay, this is why Anna, to make my life in integration so much more easier, anytime I see a number هيك, I just throw it outside عشان it makes your life easier. So you take 10 integral 6 to 96, 1 over x dx. Do we have 1 over x? Yes. So what is just integral 1 over x? Ln x, right? In between what? 6 and 96. Obviously you don't put plus c because it's in between a bound. Okay, type this. How can you do it? You can do it on your calculator. You should be able. Okay, 10 ln x dx. You can keep the 10 outside. You can keep it inside with the bounds. It doesn't matter. Anyway, 10 times ln 96 minus, put it in brackets, huh? If you don't want to put it in brackets, do 10 times ln 96 minus 10 times ln 6. But I'm keeping it outside. It's fine. Ln 6. I don't think the calculator will give it to you. Yeah, there you go. شايف? I told you. Okay. Let me do this. 10 times 10 ln x from 96 to 6, right? What do? You substitute your x's. So you're going to get 10 ln 96 minus ln 6, right? Keep this outside. Type. We need it to look like a ln 4. Now, what do we know when you have lns minus? Isn't that the same as 10? Isn't that the same as division? What happens when you subtract two lns? You divide, right? Type. What's 96 divided by 6? It's what? 16. So you're going to get 10 ln, and not sure 16. Is it 16? 10 times 6, 6 times 6, 30, 16. Okay? 10 ln 16. Type. And I need it to look like a ln 4. What do I do? Type. Let's take a look. 16, when you get something like this, 16, you need to write it in terms of 4. Okay? People do it other ways. They put 10 inside and do 16 to the power of 10, which is so ugly. I don't like it like that. It's not nice. Okay? Because you're working with too many numbers. But you look at this. Here, they want it in terms of 4. What do I have it in terms of? I have it in terms of 16. But can you write 16 in terms of 4? Yes. Isn't it 4 squared? Yes. Type. Okay. Now, what do we know about lns when you have a power? What do? you kick it outside and kick it down as a coefficient. So it's going to go out as 2, and then you're left with ln 4. So 10 times 2 is how much? 20 ln 4. That's how you do it. Okay, so your A is 20. Question 12. 12 sine 3x. Okay, what's its derivative? Derivative of sine is cosine. Then what do? You obviously have to multiply by u prime, right? So 12 times cosine 3x times 3. Why 3? Because u prime, right? No, خلاص, we got it. Question 13. 9 cosine 6x. Derivative of cosine is negative sine, so that's why it's negative. And then you multiply by u prime, so 9 times 6, derivative of 6x, which is 6. 9 times 6, 54. And you keep it as 6x inside the function. 14. Integral 48 sine 6. I'm going to go through this very fast. 48 times 1 over a, so 1 over 6. Sine, derivative sine, so integral sine is negative cosine. So it's going to become negative 48 divided by 6 is negative 8. So negative 8 cosine, obviously 6 stays the same. Question 15. Okay, integral 15 cosine 3x. Again, integral cosine is sine. If it stays positive, then times 1 over a, so 15 times 1 over 3 is 5, and this stays as 3. Question 16. If arc cosine x is 62 degrees, then arc sine x is what? Okay. Let me kind of show you something you can do. Arc cosine means cosine inverse. Cosine inverse of x is equal to 62 degrees. Then sine inverse of x is equal to what? Let me teach you a trick with cosine and sine. Sine inverse x plus cosine inverse x is actually equal to 90 degrees. Let me tell you why. Cosine inverse x equals 62. That means x is equal to cosine 62. Sine inverse of x, we don't know what it is. That means sine of this question mark should also be equal to x. You know that sine and cosine of complementary angles are equal to each other. I'll give you the easiest example I can give you is 30 and 60. What's sine 30? 0.5. So what's the complementary angle to 30? Isn't it 60? Yes. Complementary, and they add up to 90. What's the complementary of 30? 60. So cosine 60, you're also going to get half. See? So basically, whenever you're relating cosine, just cosine x, and sine x, and you're working with the angles, you're talking about the angle, it's the complementary angle. So 90 minus 62 is just 28. Question 17. Okay, if cosine 190 degrees is equal to a, then what is cosine inverse of a? طيب, what do you need to know? Remember, cosine inverse, the domain of it is between 0 and pi, right? Remember? طب انت can you, sorry, the range of it. The range of cosine, what? The domain of it is 0, 1. But for it to work, the angle you use, the angle you get, has to be what? In between 0 and pi, right? The range of it has to be in between 0 and pi. So, is it correct for you to use 190 here? No. Pi any 180, huh? You know this. What someone's gonna do, 190 degrees, yani over here, خلاص, they're gonna take it as 190 degrees here. Why is that wrong? عشان you can't have greater than 180 in cosine inverse. Okay? It will give you an answer always. The range of it, I told you, is always in between 0 and pi. طيب. So what do I need to know? I need to get cosine 190. What is an angle that gives me the same value as cosine 190? This is cosine 190. An easy way to do it, okay, is just doing 360 minus. That's it. 360 minus 190, and you should get 170. What is, remember when we used to do cosine and sine, how do you get the second solution of cosine? You do 360 minus and you get the other angle. If it was sine, let's say they gave you let's say they gave you sine, I don't know, it's 7, no, pi over, minus pi over 2, pi over 2, sine 100 is equal to a, then sine inverse of a is equal to what? You're gonna get sine 100 equals a, you're gonna get the answer is 80, because you can't simply put 100, because for sine the range is between minus pi over 2 and pi over 2, remember? Okay, so basically, in other words, minus 90, 90. So 100 won't fit to just put 100. If they give you an angle in this range, go for it, put it. But here it's 100, it's between minus 8, it's not between minus 90 and 90. So what's the other solution for sine? Always you do 180 minus 100. Let me see, can you do it on a calculator? Cosine 190, and then do shift cosine. Oh yeah, it works. Oh, okay, that's nice. You can do this if you want. Question 18. What's the value of k if log k is equal to log 4 plus 3 log 5, where k is a positive integer? So basically, they want you to jumble and compress all of this into one log. What's the first thing you do to make this one log? You can't add them, by the way, if they have a coefficient outside. You're not allowed. Okay, so first you have to take this 3 inside. What happens when you take a coefficient inside? You take it inside as a power, right? So it becomes log 4 plus this. Type 5 3 log 5 to the power 3 is like on 4. Log 4 plus log 5 to the power 3 is 125. What happens when you have addition in logs? That's multiplication, right? So it's going to become log 4 times 124, which is just 500. Question 19. What is the value of x if log base 4 3x plus 1 is equal to 2? What did I tell you about log? How does it look like? This is the base, this is the answer, and this is the power. BAP. Okay, I told you, if you see something like this, log base 2x is equal to y, I told you it's the same as writing 2 to the power of y is equal to x. Okay, remember, base, answer, power. So this base is raised to this power to get this answer. BAP. Okay, BAP, 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 like BOP. Obviously balance of payment, not the other BOP. BAP. So what is this? What is this basically telling you? 4 to the power of 2 is equal to 3x plus 1. يعني 16 is equal to 3x plus 1. وحلا you're gonna get x is equal to 5. One other side divide by 3 you get 5. طيب question 20. هذا أي سؤال نحن؟ wow. Okay, what number is equal to 33 minus log base 5? 1. Okay. What did I tell you? Log base any number 1 is equal to what? 0. Okay. Why? I told you. Log base anything, any number, any base plus 1, this will always get 0. Always, always. Why? Because any number in mathematics to the power of 0 gets you 1, right? So basically, this is the same as saying b, let's say log 5 to the power of 1. Okay. Log base 5 to the power of 1. Okay. It's the same as saying 5 to the power of what number gets me 1? Always, always, the number that raises you and gives you a raise to the power of, the number raised to a power that gets you 1 is 0. So basically, if you ever see log base anything 1, log 1, ln 1, you cancel it out as a 0. Okay, so what are you left with? 33. Question 21. What's the value of x if log base 5x is equal to log base 5 9 plus log base 5 11? What's this? When you have addition of logs, what do? You multiply. So it's going to become 9 to 11. 9 times 11, which is 99. Question 22. What's the value of log base 3x? It was x if log base 3 120 minus log base 3 8. When you subtract, what is it? You divide. So it's going to be 120 divided by 8, which is just 15. Question 23. Okay. Integral 1 over 2. Integral from, I don't know why does it look like this? Okay. Integral 1 over t dt. Okay, from 1 to 15 is equal to what? When you have 1 over x, 1 over anything, what's the answer to that integral? Ln, right? And usually we're doing 1 over x, but since they made it t, I have to say ln t. Please don't put ln x, okay? Type from where to where? 1 to 15. Let's try it. So it's going to be ln 15 minus ln 1. What did I tell you? Ln 1, log base 1, log base b 1, log 1. What is it always? 0. So what are you left with? 15. Very easy. Question 24, and is my mic talking? Yeah. What whole number is equal to e to the power of ln e to the power 24? Okay, I didn't explain ln e. Okay, I told you. Ln is the same as just e. Ln of x, I told you, is the same as log base e to the power of x. But why do they call it ln? Anytime you have e, that's it. You don't need to know that. But what you need to know, since you know that ln is log base e to the power of x, e to the power, I don't know x. Since you know that these two are the same, you need to know that if you have ln, okay, of e, the e and the e cancel out. The same way, look, mish log base, I didn't explain this earlier. Log base x equals y. Mish, we said this is the same as saying b to the power of y is equal to x. Type, let's say x was b to the power of 5. Okay? Rewrite what I just wrote. B to the power of y is equal to b to the power of 5. Can't you conclude what y is equal to? 5. So basically, guys, if you have the number under the log having the same base, the bases just cancel and the answer is always just the power. Okay? Then take it as a rule if you want to solve quickly. So you don't have to write b to the power of y equals b to the power of 5. No. So quickly you can say, oh, the same base, they cancel. Same thing with ln. Ln, it's basically log base e, but this e it's hidden. Okay, we don't write it, so we just write it as ln. فإذا أنا كتبت لك ln e to the power 5, the answer of it is 5. Why? Because there's this hidden e here, we don't write, that gets cancelled, and you get 5. So over here, when I say ln e to the power of 24, you're going to see it's a lot. The e's will cancel, and you're going to be left with 24. Okay? Question 25. Ln 36 is ln 3 plus something. Okay. If you have ln 36, you can write it as ln 6 times 6. You can write it as ln 6 plus ln 6. Or you could write it as ln 2 ln 6. There's a million ways you can write it, right? Not a million, obviously. There's a limited number of ways since the quantity of 36 is there. Anyways, but my point is, there's a lot of ways that you can, more than one. So there's no definitive answer. But since they put this ln 3 for you, basically they're telling you what happens when you say plus. That means they want you to write ln 36 as ln 3 times a number, let's just say x. Okay? Why is it times? Because it's plus. Okay? So, okay, we know that we need to somehow find this other number that they're adding by. How do I do it? Type 3 times what gets me 36? It's simple equation. 3x is equal to 36. You get x is equal to 12. Type ln 50. They want to write it as ln something minus ln 2. Type minus means what? Division, right? So we're going to say ln 50. They want to write it as ln. We don't know number. If I just call it x. Minus means division. So divided by 2. Type x over 2 equals 50. What's x? Solve it. 50 times 2, 100. Very easy. 2 ln 7 is equal to what? When you have this coefficient outside, what do you do when you have a coefficient with ln? You take it inside as a what? Power. Okay, so it's going to be ln 7 squared, which is equal to ln 49. Very easy. Question 26. Using approximation, ln 4 is approximately 1.4. And the change of base formula, what approximates log base 4 e to the power of 42? Okay, you need to know something called the change of base formula. When you have log base 4 e to the power of 42, you want to use what's called the change of base formula. The change of base formula says log base ba is equal to ln a over ln b. As you can see here, we just changed the base. Because what's ln? Ln is log base 10, but here's log base b. So this is called the change of base formula. Okay? Know this. Log base ba is ln a over ln b. Or if you want to memorize it, log base ab, then it's going to be ln b over ln a. Okay? If you want to memorize it like this. But I don't care. Whatever you memorize. So basically here, if you want to change this, it's going to be ln... It's going to be ln 42 over ln 4. They told us use ln 4 as 1.4. So ln 42, ln e to the power 42. Sorry. Okay? Over ln 4. They said use ln 4 as 1.4. So it's going to put 1.4. What's ln e to the power 42? It's just 42. I told you, when you see ln e, there's the hidden e that cancels it. You don't have to write it, but just remember, ln e to the power of something, always. Ln e to the power of x, it's equals to x. Because these two cancel. Okay? Just remember that. Okay, so you're going to get 42 over 1.4, which I did here is 30. Okay, this is called the change of base formula. Question 27. If y is equal to 13x plus ln x, what's the value of y prime when x is equal to 0.5? Type, what's the derivative here? 13x plus ln x. How do you derive? You derive 1 by 1, right? So you're going to get 13. 13x, derivative is 13. Ln x, what do we say derivative of ln x is? It's u prime over u, right? U prime over u. I told you memorize this. Okay. What's u? X. What's its derivative? 1 over u, which is x. In general, ln x is just 1 over x. I told you memorize ln x is 1 over x, but let's say they give you ln 2x, you have to use this rule. Anything other than just x, you have to use u prime over u. Okay. If you use u prime over u on normal x, you're still going to end up with 1 over x. But it's just a shortcut to memorize. Derivative of ln x is 1 over x. Anyways, 13 plus 1 over x. Okay, when x is equal to 0.5, so 13 plus 1 over 0.5, which is equal to 15, if you put that in a calculator. Also, 1 over 0.5 is 2. Okay, last question, 28. if y is equal to 16 ln x squared plus 1, what is y prime when x equals 2? This is when you use u. Is this x? Is this x? No. So we call it what? U. And you apply what? U prime over u to derive. Type. Whenever you have a constant, you just throw it to the side. Okay, when deriving. Ln x squared plus 1. U is equal to x squared plus 1. So what's u prime? 2x. Right? So let's apply u prime over u. So 60 times ln x squared plus 1 derivative is u prime over u. So 2x over x squared plus 1. When x equals 2, how much is it going to be? 2 times 2 over 2 squared plus 1. So 4 over 5, 12 times 4, 48. Yeah, you get 48. It's correct. Thank you so much for watching and good luck in your CA.